44 shit, you know what I mean? Busy man. Look, when that shit drop, you step all the way on their neck, step on their neck and they head with that shit.
Fine then, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel, he nice but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. They mad, up too solid, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. No, they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rank for real. I got real soldiers, kill for me, nigga, watch yourself. They say you been in beast mode lately, you is not yourself. When you dropping that fire, precious minds, they inquiring. They can't stop what's coming, but I see them conspiring. Cross the line, them firing. This bitch here, finna break the spin on kindness. I don't trust you, circle small. You can keep your features. Me and my niggas don't keep no secrets. In the field like Jeepers Creepers. Say they want some smoke, dawg. Try I brought these chimney sweeps. Coming like we coming, you can't even cap. These niggas don't run it like we running, bitch. Don't even start. Bitch, I'm with my niggas till the end, till death do us part. So if you wanna leave, you can leave, bitch. Bless your heart, fine in. I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel, he nice but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. Ooh, I got a man, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. I heard they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rank for real. Take over in effect, yeah, I'm fully focused. You might not see it on me, just know it's women, that bitch fully loaded. Ooh, yeah, we up and rolling. Told them I need major motion. Think I'm joking, I'ma school them niggas like they baby Jody. Got it out the dust, now I'm too clean, don't know why they hate me. What you want out life, dawg? Guns and butter, baby boy. You PK top, dawg. Certified road runner. I'ma turn that econ line van to a damn tank. I got choppers stashed in that attic like they Anne Frank. They had that shit on lock till I snapped on them like bolt cutters. You cannot play both sides, gotta choose your colors. See him throwing that one up with that W, that's my blood, bro. Fine in, I ain't show no mercy, I'm gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the dust, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel, he nice but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. Ooh, I got a made, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. Said they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rank for real. Damn, chillin' motherfuckers. Stand over him, shoot him in the face. Say, no. Hey, listen, bro, you don't know me. I be this bitch tripping.
I got you. Let it vibe real quick. Look.
The city eyes, it's time to vote God. My God, a real nigga, cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shot in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation falls if you fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit 50 times 2. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. Colder than the avalanche, way above average. A fiend's taste sweet, told him make me an apple crisp. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope found. Child become a man, dark sands get broke down. Riding through Evans to a mall quad, telling me how them crackers turn his childhood to a ghost town. Poker stop, nigga, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Let my light shine like heaven through a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my child, no tangent. Try to warn them niggas, we bear arms like tarantulas. Them other niggas rap, I make anthems. I really see profits under this banner. Make my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I wanted black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that stunk dirty Diana. Look, I move like a Brazilian, precious cargo, spirit ancient, but I got a new semi-auto. Wave that bitch around like where's Waldo. Sleep if they won't, I cut through they Z's like I'm Zorro. Hate me for his name, so I gotta keep that steel clutch. Trust me, I'm not Squeeze till it click like Dorothy when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. Round with Yara down, just left the state bridge. Looking for a bitch better than Baby's kid. Remember I dropped Quiet Storm, I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence, yeah. My love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like stamps and I can't let no holder lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, oh they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying. This shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Circle up and stay alert. Another cop just stretch the nigga. He a demon, it's an exorcism. Watch I bless the nigga. You took that open blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. Fuck the opposition, I see vision. Let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spit and I ain't listening. Is in fact if revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like Jacob. So Tower War, we gon' run the summer. It's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell should've never kidnapped my family. I can't do that, bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real trigger know them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? What he saying something, I ain't hear him. This shit light work. It ain't about who got this gun, it's about who gon' up that fight first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain frame. Shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand that feeds you, you won't never get that hand back. He bitchin' about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, out with that hollow sign, yeah, this the rim accord. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my brain, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my actions. Yes, you said so. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
expected to grow. Just obstacle set in the road. That a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles and make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage is safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
Do you see just how it feels? Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Ain't no remorse in my blood slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. That was designed fire for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
Do you see just how it feels? Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
Back roll.
Send my bro a kite quick. Times of war, we ain't forget about you. Keep your light lit. Rappers can't see, most of them scared to witness. Go on, close your eyes, there's one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll probably grip like some dentures. Brothers on them fences, 23 and 1 out. Praying that that commissary hit before it run out. Bitches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they found the dugout. Closed casket, burner in the low jacket. My co-captain, riding on these whole rappers. My hoes fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory, but I'm a player and there's no my women riding for me. I avoided Maury, I got 2 jets. If I can't make it through for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses. After the war, just to count our losses. It's not many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Going on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart, grip my bow tie. Waiting on the squab in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in the sport, been my whole life, It's so melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, it got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic, and you know where you can find me. Somewhere probably folding this paper origami. My name is pure as the Dasani, my wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100, feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple wives, they some keepers. Talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home with change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas that laughed at her. Now when they see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her, they don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turned her to a runner, now it's all aboard the train. Fenty on her face, but it's not concealing the pain, it's a shame. That's why I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat pack. Dark tint, matte black, they do it for half that. Had you like 90s Missy in a fucking trash bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do bank accounts, just cash app. I spit a verse and I just watch the time slow. This that God flow, this that shit that rappers die for. This that uncut Taha Wall straight from Pablo Escobar. I be at the bar like Moscato. They think it's effort, but no, this that block work. Make the countermeasures, take pleasures, making an op hurt. Light is in the sky, cause every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed, y'all can't fathom. Listen to the words of a champion. And Ken, the streets need another anthem. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on the score in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in the sport in my whole life, my whole life.
First priest, it's like Amajim, right up here. First priest, present our registry.
Mariah Allah, Banya Hawada, Banya Shalom.
Mariah Allah, Banya Hawada, Banya Shalom.
Yahweh by Ship, Yahweh Shabbat Thumb.
Yahweh by Shim Yahshua Barakatah.
Banya Shalom.
Amajim. Put our Kadam, which means turn to face the east. We'll do the lowest prayer in the Hebrew. Abanaw.
Abanaw.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Quadas.
Quadas.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Shimka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh. Malakwa.
Taba'ah.
Ratazayim.
Ratazayim.
Hayah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Waharatazah. Kawah. Hayah. Bashamayim. Thundernow. Lakam. Kab. Yawam. Wasalakanaw. Kawakinaw. Kasalakinaw. Kawakinaw. Wala'ah.
Dabayayanaw.
Banasai 1. A ball. Awashayanaw. Mayan. Rod. Kaya. The Amalakwa. Waha'ah.
Aman in the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debt as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen.
Amen.
So be it.
So be it. The prayer for the Hakak or power in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Ba'ashem. Yahweh Shah. Baba Kushah.
Thundernow. Hakak. Kalmakala. Hatahar. Amatazariah. Hakak. Hamakim. Hakak. Arkawa. Tama'ala. Garshun. Ba'ashem Yahushua. Wadaman in the English. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shah. Please give us the power. The power to heal. All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the leper. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. Cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shah. Thank you, so be it.
The prayer to bless Israel. Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Yahweh Shah.
Baraklanah. Wayasha'Allah. Wahabayah. Sapari. Barak. Barak. Rapah. Magun. The entire Anderson family. Entire Lucky family. Entire McAllister family. Entire Thornton family. Camilla. Kimber. Francine. Done.
The entire Wilcox family.
The entire Wilcox family.
The entire Weaver family.
The entire Weaver
The
family.
entire Parker family.
The entire Parker family.
Jimmy Wilcox. Andrea Young. Melanie Young. Nick Wilcox. Eric Wilcox. Done.
The entire Wilcox family.
The entire Wilcox family.
Billis family.
The Billis family.
The Radcliffe family.
The Radcliffe family.
Skiller family.
The Skiller family.
All Israel.
The entire Wilcox family.
The entire Wilcox family.
The entire Webster family.
The entire Webster family.
The entire Thomas family.
The entire Thomas family.
The entire Elam family.
The entire Elam family.
The entire nation of Israel.
The nation of Israel.
Done. The entire Clay family.
The entire Clay family.
The entire Yellowton family.
The entire Yellowton family.
The entire Banks family.
The entire Banks family.
The Canada family.
The Canada family.
The Anderson family.
The Anderson family.
The Woods family.
The Woods family.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
Done.
Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah.
Wadaman in the English. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shah. Bless us. And Israel. And the school. Bless. Heal. Shield. Protect. In the name of Yahweh Shah. Thank you, so be it.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah.
Ayanya.
Al-Hahari.
Ma'ayan.
Yaba'ah.
Izari. Ma'ayin. Yahweh. Aisha. Shemayam. Waharatazah. Al-Yathan. Namawat. Regalka. Al-Yanawam. Shamar. Hanala'ah.
Yanawam.
Wala'ah.
Yayashun. Shawamar. Yasha'Allah.
Yahweh. Shamar. Yahweh. Tazam. Al-Yad. Yamyaka. Yawamam. Hashemash. La'ah.
Yakayaka.
Wayarah.
Alayallah.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Makal-Rad.
Yashamar.
Apnapasya. Yahweh. Shamar. Yashamar. Taza'aka. Wawa'aka. Wa'ayatha. Wa'ai. Awalum in the English. I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my
My
help?
help cometh from Yahweh,
My help cometh from your house.
which made heaven and earth.
Which made heaven and earth.
Even I suffer thy foot to be moved.
Even I suffer thy foot to be
He
moved.
that keepeth thee
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Yasharal
he that keepeth your
shall
soul
neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right
The
hand.
sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in.
and thy coming
From
in.
this time forth
This time
and
forth
even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al-Damayah.
Al-Damayah.
Lakah.
The cup.
Al-Takarat.
Al-Takarat.
Wa al-Tashakwat.
Wa al-Tashakwat.
All. Kayahana.
Kayahana.
Awabika.
Awabika.
Yahama.
Yahama.
Yawan.
Yawan.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al-Imaka.
Al-Imaka.
Ya'ariyamu.
Ya'ariyamu.
Sawadah.
Sawadah.
Wayatah.
Wayatah.
Ya'ai-Tazawah.
Ya'ai-Tazawah.
Al-Tazawah.
Al-Tazawah.
Amaru.
Amaru.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wanakakiyadam.
Wanakakiyadam.
Magalia.
Magalia.
Alawa.
Alawa.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Yazakar.
Yazakar.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Awada.
Awada.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Nawai Tazawah.
Nawai Tazawah.
Nabah.
Nabah.
Yakadwa.
Yakadwa.
Alyaka.
Alyaka.
Baraya.
Baraya.
Yakarazwa.
Yakarazwa.
Ahoya.
Ahoya.
Adawam.
Adawam.
Wayashimai.
Wayashimai.
Alayam.
Alayam.
Mawa'aba.
Mawa'aba.
Wahagaria.
Wahagaria.
Nabal.
Nabal.
Amawan.
Amawan.
Amalak.
Amalak.
Palashah.
Palashah.
I'm Yeshabia.
I'm Yeshabia.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Gum Ashawar.
Gum Ashawar.
Nalawa.
Nalawa.
Imam.
Imam.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Sarawat.
Sarawat.
Labanya.
Labanya.
Lawat.
Lawat.
Salah.
Salah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Laham.
Laham.
Kamadian.
Kamadian.
Kasaya.
Kasaya.
Sarah.
Sarah.
Kayabian.
Kayabian.
Manakal.
Manakal.
Kwayashawan.
Kwayashawan.
Nashamadwa.
Nashamadwa.
Bayan.
Bayan.
Dara.
Dara.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Daman.
Daman.
La'adama.
La'adama.
Shayatamwa.
Shayatamwa.
Nadab.
Nadab.
Ya'amawa.
Yadmawa.
Kaira.
Kaira.
Wakazahaba.
Wakazahaba.
Wakazahaba. Wakazabah.
Wakazabah.
Wakazabak.
Wakazabak.
Wakazalmanai.
Wakazalmanai.
Call Nasiakamu.
Call Nasiakamu.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Amaru.
Amaru.
Nayarash. Nayarashah.
Nayarashah.
Lanawa.
Lanawa.
Ah. Nawat.
Nawat.
Alahayam.
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 Shayatamwa.
Shayatamwa.
Kagagala.
Kagagala.
Kakwash.
Kakwash.
Lapanya.
Lapanya.
Rawaka.
Rawaka.
Kaash.
Kaash.
Tabaira.
Tabaira.
Yaira.
Yaira.
Wakalahaba.
Wakalahaba.
Talahat.
Talahat.
Harayam.
Harayam.
Khan.
Khan.
Daradakma.
Daradakma.
Wasairaka.
Wasairaka.
Wabasa.
Wabasa.
Wapaka.
Wapaka.
Tabahalam.
Tabahalam.
Wala'a.
Mala'a.
Panyaham.
Panyaham.
Kualawan.
Kualawan.
Waya.
Waya.
Makwashwa.
Makwashwa.
Shimka.
Shimka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Yabashwa.
Yabashwa.
Waya.
Waya.
Bahoya.
Bahoya.
Ayai.
Ayai.
Waya.
Waya.
Kaparu.
Kaparu.
Waya.
Waya.
Abadwa.
Abadwa.
Waya.
Waya.
Da'ira.
Da'ira.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Atha.
Atha.
Shimka.
Shimka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Labadwa.
Labadka.
Al Yawan.
Al Yawan.
Al
Ratazah. In the English, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
And be not still.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For lo,
lo,
thine enemies make a tumult.
Thy enemies make a
And
tumult.
they that hate thee
They that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up their
They
head.
have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people
against thy people.
and consulted
And consulted
against thy hidden ones.
against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
come
come,
and let us cut them off
let us cut them
from
off
being a nation,
from being a nation.
that the name of Yasharallah
That the name of Yahshua
may be no more in remembrance.
may be no more
For
remembered.
they have consulted together
But they have consulted together
with one consent.
with one
They
consent.
are confederate against thee,
They are confederate against
the
thee.
tabernacles of Edom,
Tabernacles of Edom
and the Israelites
and Israelites
of Moab,
of Moab,
and the Hagarene,
and
the Baal,
Baal,
and Ammon,
and
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the Philistines,
Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
the inhabitants of Tyre.
Assur is also joined with them.
Assur is also joined with
They
them.
have opened the children of Lot.
And hope in the children of Lot.
So love,
Love,
do unto them
do unto them
as unto the Midianites,
as unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as to Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
at the brook of Kison,
the brook of Kison,
which perished that he endured.
which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like a red,
Make their nobles like a red,
and like Zaed.
and like Zed.
Yea,
Yea,
all their princes as Zabah,
all their princes as above,
and as Zalmunna,
and as Amun,
who said,
who said,
let us take to
let
ourselves
us say to
the
ourselves,
houses of Yahweh in
the
possession.
house of Yahweh in possession.
Hold my power,
Hold my power.
make them like a wheel,
Make them like a
as
wheel,
a stubble before the wind,
as a stubble before the
as
wind,
the fire burneth the wood,
as the fire burneth the wood,
and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
as the flames set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them
So persecute them
with thy tempest,
with thy
and
tempest,
make them afraid
and make them
with
afraid
thy storm.
with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with shame,
that they may seek thy name.
that they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
let them be confounded
let them be
and in
confounded
trouble forever.
and troubled forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to
let
shame
them be put to shame
and perish,
and perish,
that men may know
that men may know
that thou,
that thou,
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the most high
art the Most High
over all the earth.
All the earth, all, which means the term. Amaja means it's like Shabi, which means be seated.
All right, gonna pick up where we left off last week. Second Samuel, book of 2 Samuel, chapter 4 and verse 1. All right. So we're gonna pick up where we left off last week. Ready?
Come.
Right here.
It's the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 4, verse 1 in the Hebrew. What is Shemai, Bun, Awal, Kayab, Ma, Abanar, Bakabarwan, where Rapawa, Yadawada, Yadayawa, Wakal, Yasirala, the Kalawa. Verse 2. Washanai, Anashiyah, Shaya, Gadabadayam, Hayawa, Ban, Sha'awal, Sham, Haakad, Ba'ina, Rasham, Hashaniyah, Rakab, Baniyah, Ramawan, Haba Arataya, Mabaniyah, Banayaman, Kaya, Gum, Barawa, Takasha, Al, Banayaman, verse 3, Wayabakawa, Haba Aratayam, Betayama, Wayahayawa, Sam, Garyam, I, Hayawam, Hazab, verse 4. Wala Yahweh Nathan, Bun, a wall, Bun, the cup, Magalayum, Bun, Hamash, Shalayum, Hayah, Baba, Shema'ai, a wall. We have the third. Where's our all? What the shah, a what? What the shah, a what? I'm on the tower. What the nuts? We are here. Buck up is up. None one. Where your Paul? Where Pasat? What's up? What's up? What? Mapaya, Bashat, was 5. What a call. Banaya, Rama 1. About Rataya, Rakat, Waba Aina, where about what? The come, how you want, all, Bayat, Ayash, Bashat, Wahawa, Shikar, Mashikar, Hataza Hamatazari, like Hataza Rayum, verse 6, Wahana, Ba'awa, the Wak, Habaya, Akwakaya, Katayum, Wayakawa, all, Hakamash, Wawaka, Waba'ina, Akayuwa, Number the tower, verse 7, Wayabawa, Habayaf, Wahawa, Shekam, Al, Matatawa, Bakadar, Masakabawa, Wayakahawa, Wayamatawa, Wayasayawa, Ra'ashawa, Wayakapawa, Wayakawa, Ra'ashawa, Wayalakawa, the rock, Ha'arabah, call, Hala, Yala. This is the book of 2 Samuel, it's like chapter 4, verse 1 in the English. And when Saul's son heard that Abner was dead in Hebron, his hands were feeble, and all the Israelites were troubled. Verse 2, and Saul's son had 2 men that were captains of bands. The name of the one was Banab, and Ba'anab. The name of the other was Rakab, the sons of Ramon and Berothite, of the children of Benjamin. But Beeroth also was reckoned to Benjamin. Verse 3, and the Beerothites fled to Gittaim and were sojourners there unto this day. Verse 4, and Jonathan, Saul's son, had a son that was lame of his feet. He was 5 years old when the tidings came of Saul and Jonathan out of Jezreel. And his nurse took him up and fled. And it came to pass, and she made haste to flee, that he fell and became lame. And his name was Mephibosheth. Verse 5, and the sons of Ramon, the Beerothite, Rakab and Ba'anah went and came about the heat of the day to the house of Isupk, who lay on a bed at noon. Verse 6, and they came thither unto the midst of the house, as though they would have fetched wheat, and they smote him under the 5th rib. And Rakab and Ba'anah, his brother, escaped. Verse 7.
Now, if I could, that smoting him under the 5th rib, you know what I mean? That's the same thing that happened to Abner. Abner had did that to, what was the brother's name? Salakia. If I could, 1 second, I gotta get to
Joab?
No. I think it was Joab. Joab did that to Abner because while Abner was trying to escape during the little civil war that was going on, Joab's little brother was chasing him. And Abner, respecting Joab, stopped and asked his little brother to stop chasing him.
Right.
He said, he told him, listen, slay one of these young men and take their armor. You know what I mean? Like, do something else besides chase me, because I don't want to kill you, because I know your brother. You know what I mean? I don't want Joab to hear that I killed you. He begged the young man to stop chasing him. But the young man, being a young man and being a soldier, refused to not do his duty. So as he chased him, Abner was forced to turn around and defend himself, and he attacked him, and he's with his spear stabbed him underneath the 5th rib, and it went out his back, and he killed the brother. Of course, the word got back to Joab. So he wanted vengeance. Now, Abner started making peace between Al-Bayat, I'm sorry, can I say his brother's name? Isupk, who is the son of Saul. Isupk took over after Saul died. And they said he reigned like, I think it said 7 years and 6 months. You know what I mean? And he took over. So there was a conflict because David was also king. So people wanted David to be king. So there was a little civil war going on. There was a conflict. Abner was kind of making peace. You know what I mean? He was trying to be the peacemaker. You know, he went to Isupk, and he went to David. You know, he pledged himself to David. And in the midst of it, Joab heard he was in town. So Joab took some of his men, and they rode up to Abner like they were messengers, and told Abner, basically, King David want to talk to you. Abner, trusting them, walked over with them over to the side of the wall where no one could see. And when they got over there, Joab stabbed him under the 5th rib and killed him. You know what I mean? Of course, King David bewailed the death of Abner. You know, people thought David had him assassinated. But once they saw how hurt he was, and he also rebuked Joab for doing that. You know, that he did make a statement that, you know, Abner died a fool's death. And he deserved better than that. He died a foolish death. You know, no man, he could have defended himself. You know, he didn't defend himself. He was trusting, and he basically died that way. And then they said to Joab that the Lord is going to take care of you. I'm not going to kill you. The Lord will handle you. You know what I mean? So now these brothers that came up, and they killed Isupk the same way. You know what I mean? This is a thing going on right now. You know what I mean? They killed him the same way Abner died, same way that Joab's brothers died. You know. Asahel. Okay. So they killed him. They just killed the king now, the same way that Asahel died. Him dying that way, they said all the men stopped when he slumped over. They stopped pursuing Abner. You know, that young brother had garnered respect, and his brother had a lot of respect. So now I just wanted to stop that. Smote him under the 5th rib. He is the 1, 2, 3. This is the 3rd or 4th brother. You know what I mean? That's died that way in 2 Samuel since this is all began. You know what I mean? So keep going.
7. But when they came into the house, he lay on his bed in his bedchamber. And they smote him, and slew him, and beheaded him, and took his head, and gat them away through the plain all night.
Good night. So they just assassinated him, took his head, and escaped. You know what I mean? Next one.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 4, verse 8 in the Hebrew. Wayabawa, Ra'ash, Ayash, Bashaf, it's like it all. Dawad, it's like it Dawada. Khabarawan, Wayamaru, all. Hamalak, Hana, Ra'ash, Ayash, Bashaf, Ban, Shawal, It's like a Isupk, a Shaw, a Quash, Napashak, it's like Napashak, Wayathan, Yahweh. La Daniel, Hamalak, Nakwa, Nakwamawa, Hayawam, Hazahar, Mashal Wall, Wamazariah, verse 9, Wayain, Dawada, Rakab, Wa'ah, but I know, Akayawan, Akayawa, Bunya, Ramawan, Arathia, Wayamar, Laham, Khaya, Yahweh, Ashar, Pada, Napashiyah, McCall, Tazarah, verse 10, Kaya, Hamagayad, Laya, Lamar, Hana, Mat, Shawal, Wawa, Haya, come up with Shah, but I yana Yawa, wa Khazar, Bawa, wa Harag Gahawa, but to the Kuala, Ashar, at the thought, so like a lot of thought, so like a lot of the ya, Lawa, Basharab, verse 11, Kaya, Anayasham, Rasha Ayatham, Haragawa, Ayash, Taza de Yakwa, Baba Yaak, Baba Yatawa, Al, Mashakabu, Waithab, hello what? Abakwash. Damawa. Maya to come. Waba I Rataya. Atakam. Man. Harataza. Verse 12. Waya to the wall. Dawada. Hana Ira Young. Waya her. Waya her Ragawam. Waya quat. Waya quat to the one. Yada Yahum. Wa'a. Rugalaya hum. Wayeth alawam. Habaraka. Bakhabar Slaki. Bakhabar Rawan. Wa'ad. Ra'ash. Ayash. Bashar. Alko. Lakwaka. Lakwaka. Wayakwa Barawa. Wayakwa Barawa. Bakwa Bar. Abanar. Bakha Barawan. Book of 2 Samuel chapter 5 verse 1 in Hebrew. Wayabawa. Kab. Shabbataya. Yasha'ala. Dawada. Khabaro Wana. Waya Maru. La Mar. Hananawa. Itazamak. Wabasharak. Wabasharak. Abakanawa. Anakanawa. Verse 2. Gum. Athamual. Gum. Shalashawam. Bahayawat. Shawal. Malak. So Malak. Allah Yanawar. Athar. Hayayathar. Hayayah. Mawatazayah. Hamawatazayah. Waha. Wahama Bayah. Wahama Bayah. Ah, Yasha'alu. Wayamar. Yahweh. Lak. Athar. Thara'ayah. Ah. Amayah. Ah. Yasharalu. Wathar. Thahayah. Lanagayah. Al. Yasharalu.
Book of Second Samuel, chapter 4, verse 8 in English. And they brought the head of Ishbosheth unto David to Hebron, and said to the king, Behold, the head of Ishbosheth, the son of Saul, that enemy, which sought their life, and the Lord hath avenged my lord the king this day of Saul and of his seed.
And see, these brothers are they're overzealous. You know what I mean? Being overzealous for the truth is a good thing. But you got to control where your zeal goes. They're trying to appease the king. They're trying to gain favor. So they went and killed Ishbosheth, you know what I mean, and escaped out, and now they're bringing the head to David. Let's see what happens.
I could have said, it's like at the beginning of the scriptures, it said the death of the slayers of Ishbosheth. Verse 9. And David answered Rechab and Baanah his brother, the sons of Ramam the Beerothite, and said unto them, As the Lord liveth, who hath redeemed my soul out of all thy adversity? Verse 10. When one told me, saying, Behold, Saul is dead, thinking to have brought good tidings, I took hold of him and slew him in Ziklag. Who thought that I would have given him a reward for his tidings?
This is when a heathen had, I think it was a Amalekite, if I remember correctly, came and told David that Saul was dead. And he came and told David, I killed Saul. Right. You know, he was he's on the battlefield, you know, he had a spear in his ribs, he was trying to make it, and I went and cut his head off and killed him. You know, he's trying to gain favor with David, like, I killed your enemy, looking to get a reward. And David rewarded him accordingly. Who told you to kill the Lord? Who gave you permission to kill the Lord's anointed? Right. You know what I mean? Who are you? You're a heathen. Who are you to kill the Lord's anointed? So David had his head cut off. You know what I mean? Right. He didn't kill Saul. Right. Saul killed himself to prevent his enemies from torturing him. But he thought he saw an occasion to get a king's reward. You know what I mean? It came and lied to David and claimed, you know what I mean, tried to claim the glory of having killed King Saul. What people don't know is David loved Saul. Right. You know what I mean? David could have killed Saul twice and chose not to. He took the opportunity to spare Saul's life and try to make peace with his master, peace with his king. Saul loved David, but Saul had gone mad by evil spirit the Lord put on. Saul's sins and the evil spirit had got the best of Saul. You know what I mean? So David had pity on Saul. He loved that man. He didn't want to kill him. He wanted things to work out right. He wanted things to be amended so far to the point where he was like, okay, so that Saul doesn't kill me, I'm going to go into the land of the Philistines and live in the land of our enemies so Saul can stop chasing me and focus on Israel and focus on our nation. But for some reason, everybody think that David is going to be so happy that Saul dead. That Saul's son, remember, Jonathan was David's best friend. Right. He loved David loved Jonathan more than David. They had a love for each other that exceeded the love of a woman. He loved that brother more than he loved his own wives. You know what I'm saying? He loved that brother more. It's that spirit of brotherhood that we have in here. We love each other up in here more than we love our family, more than we love our wives.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So here go two more brothers who are misunderstanding. This is Saul's last son, one of his last sons, who by right succeeded Saul to become king. Now these brothers have gone. That's why David's like, you know what I'm saying? People keep coming to me, telling me, oh, you're going to be happy. Saul is dead. He said, somebody came and did that, and I rewarded him for that. He came and told me that he killed Saul, and I gave him the reward. People didn't understand why I gave him such a reward. I'm explaining to you why, because David didn't want Saul to die. He wanted things to be amended. He wanted things to be okay. He actually was still loyal to his king, even though his king was unjustly trying to kill him. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Slaki, if I may, sir. So more than he wanted to be right, he wanted his brotherhood to be returned.
Yeah, he wasn't right. He didn't get it. It wasn't right. With David, it wasn't about him being right. He knew he was in the right. He wanted his kingdom whole. He wanted everything to go back to normal. You know what I mean? He cared about being righteous. But you're right. He wanted that spirit of brotherhood return. But he cared about being righteous and obeying the Lord more than he cared about personally being right in the matter.
Right. So what you're saying is so heavy. That's how you know we have a true example of brotherhood. Because as many times as Saul wanted to kill David, David did not do it.
Nope.
Every chance that Saul wanted to kill him so many times, and the Lord gave David opportunity after opportunity to kill Saul. And instead of returning what Saul wanted to do back to Saul, David showed the ultimate brotherhood and spared his life and wanted the kingdom to be amended.
That's why the Lord chose David.
Yeah, I'm right.
You know what I mean? Right. And that's just the spirit that we all have to be in.
That's right.
You know what I mean? That's why Christ says you forgive your brother 7 times 70.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's why up in here we forgive each other. Once you forgive a brother for something, let it go.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Don't build no animosity up. Don't keep harping on it. I mean, you know, we're human. Things do fester in the spirit, but you got to work on letting that go. Right. You got to work on pushing that demon up out of you.
That's right.
You know what I mean? If David could do that for Saul, who the hell are we not to follow that example?
That's right. That's right.
All right, let's keep going.
How much more when wicked men have slain a righteous person?
Say it again.
How much more when wicked men have slain a righteous person?
He said, when they slew Saul at Ziklag and came and told me, this heathen came and told me, he said, and who thought that I would give him a reward for his tidings? Who thought that I would kill him for coming and telling me? How much more when wicked men slay a righteous person? Go ahead.
In his own house, upon his bed.
What do you think David has said? I rewarded this heathen this way. How much more you think I'm going to reward some wicked men who snuck into the house of the king?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Who snuck into the house of the ruler of Israel, who actually was just doing what he's supposed to do, which is trying to solidify his throne, the throne of his father. How much more do you think I'm going to reward 2 wicked men who just slain a righteous person in his house, in his bed? Right. A cowardly act. Keep reading.
It's right. Mm-hmm. This what's so heavy about this scripture is it makes me think of Commanding General Yohanan and Chief Head Priest Ariah.
Mm-hmm.
How all these other fake Israelite groups was talking, like just trash talking Chief Head Priest, even after he died. The only one that showed him ultimate brotherhood and love and respect was Commanding General Yohanan.
Yeah, this story is exactly mirroring that. When your leader, your king, your ruler, your general, your high priest, whatever he is to you, person that taught you, when they fall off, you continue to be righteous.
Right.
You don't throw stones at them and mock them. You know what I mean? He did more work than any of us. David, Saul did more work than David at that point.
Right.
That's why the Lord made Saul. Saul was a mighty man, a respected man, a warrior. Went out and fought and slew the Philistines. He ruled over Israel. He did all of this until he kept sinning against the Lord. And the Lord turned his back on Saul. You know what I mean? And put that spirit on. Then comes young David. At that point, David's work didn't outmatch Saul's work. You know what I mean? David respected Saul and learned from Saul, lived in the castle. Saul elevated David up. Saul raised David up in the ranks. You know what I'm saying? Took him from a young man to his armor bearer, took him from like a young man to a captain. You know what I'm saying? And David respected that man, even though Saul had fell off, even though Saul had a wicked spirit on him. David still respected and honored his rank, his position. You know what I mean? That just lets you know, honor the men above you. You know what I'm saying? Respect the men above you. Respect their rank. They earned it. Each of us have put in the work to receive the ranks that we have. Y'all are putting in the work. The young man, you're putting in the work to become a trooper. Trooper, you're putting in the work to become an officer. Officer of 50 is putting in the work to be a 500. 500s are putting in the work to become thousands, and so on and so forth and so forth. And everyone should respect your rank and your work, especially the men beneath you, men under you. You know what I mean? And the men that are underneath men, don't ever disrespect them. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's keep going.
Shall I not therefore now require his blood of your hand and take you away from the earth?
Mm-hmm. Say it again.
Shall not I therefore now require his blood of your hand and take you away from the earth?
Y'all went and slew a righteous man in his bed in his house and bringing me his head like this is the son of my king. Right. This is still this is my king. And yet look what y'all have done. So if I rewarded the heathen for killing his father that way, do you think shouldn't I spill your blood on the earth because you spilled it? Keep going.
12. And David commanded his young men, and they slew them, and cut off their hands and their feet, and hanged them over the pool in Hebron. But they took the head of Isupk and buried it in the sepulchre of Abner in Hebron.
See that? David rewarded them for their wicked deed. They should not, they conspired amongst themselves, thinking that they're going to get some high office and some favor. You know what I mean? They want to come out of nowhere and basically skip rank. Right. Israel is about ranking order from biblical times to now. You know what I mean? If you're going to get raised up in here, if you're going to skip over rank, it's because the righteous works that you have done. It's not because you didn't try to find some secret cheat code or take some sidestep to glorify yourself. It ain't about glorifying you. It's about raising up our nation. Back then, it was about protecting our nation. We were in active war with the Philistines and Amalek, and all our enemies were around us. And these two brothers decided, oh, this is a quick way for us to get some power and glory. Well, they got the reward that they were seeking through the act that they did. That was wicked. They killed that man in his bed. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be symbolic and smote him under the fifth rib to try to signify we're doing this because of this. You know what I mean? It don't matter what you did it for, it was wrong. And David rewarded them in kind for their act. You know what I mean? Let's keep going.
2 Samuel chapter 5, verse 1. Then came all the tribes of Israel to David unto Hebron, and spake, saying, Behold, we are thy bone and thy flesh.
That's saying we are thy bone and thy flesh. What does that mean? Go ahead.
That they're Israel.
That means we're one body. We're one with you. We're your bone and your flesh. We're your family. You know what I mean? Flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. Everything. We are thy bone and thy flesh. We are your family. We are one. We are one with you. We are your body. We're your family. You know what I mean? That's all the tribes that came together. They're pledging themselves to David. Go ahead.
Verse 2. Also in time past, when Saul was king over us, thou wast he that leddest us. And thou wast he that led us out and brought us in Israel. And the Lord said to thee, Thou shalt feed my people Israel, and thou shalt be a captain over Israel.
They're saying when Saul, they're giving him honor. They're saying, look, when Saul was over us, you know what I mean, you the one that led us out and brought us in. They're talking about the battles David won. Everybody, even though Saul was ruler, everybody loved David. He the one, he became a captain. He the one that led them out in the battle. He the one brought them back in. When Amalek had taken all of the women and the kids and stuff, not only from the heathens, but they did it to Israel also. David the one that brought them all back in safely. He did not lose one life. While the men were at war, Amalek decided to go and attack every place where it was just women and kids. It took all the women and all the kids. And David, even though he was in exile and still running from Saul, went and got all the women and all the kids back and returned them home safely. You know what I mean? So they're just honoring how great David has been. You know what I mean? And pledging themselves to him. Go ahead. That's 7. The next 7. 3 of you.
That's the book of 2 Samuel.
I got this. Book of 2 Samuel, chapter 5, and verse 3 in the Hebrew. Bawa, Kala, Zaquaniah, Yasharala, Al, Hamalak, Kabarwana, Wayukarath, Laham, Amalak, Dawada, Bariyath, Bakabar, Baka, Barwan, Lapanya, Yahweh, Wayamashakwa, Dawada, Lamalak, Al, Yasharala, verse 4, Ban, Shalashim, Shana, Dawada, Bamalakwa, Arabayim, Shana, Malak, verse 5, Bakabarwan, Malak, Al, Yahawada, Shabai, Shanayam, Washashah, Kadashiam, Wabayar, Washalam, Wabayar, Washalam, Malak, Shalashashim, Washalash, Shana, Al, Kala, Yasharala, Wayaharwa, it's like the white nation. Wayahawada, verse 6, Wayalak, Hamalak, Wahanashua, Yara was Shalom, Al, Hayabasaya, Yawashah, Harataza, La Yamar, La Dawada, La Amar, La Tabawa, Hanaha, Kaya, Hasharak, Hasayarak, Ha'ai, Ha'ai Rayam, Waha Pasathium, La Amar, La Yabawa, Dawada, Hana, verse 7. Where you look, Dawada, Matazadak, Tazayawan, Hayab, Ayar, Dawadah, verse 8. Yamar, Dawadah, Bayamam, Bayawam, Hahawa, La'ah, Makah, Yabasia, Yanad, Yagad, Batazan, Batazan, Batazan war. I know I said that wrong. Wa'ad, Hapasabium, Wa'ad, Ha'Iwarium, Shanawa, Shanawayai, Shana Wa'aya, Napash, Dawada, Al, Khan, Yamarwa, Iwar, Ipasaf, La'ah, Yabawa, Al, Habayaf. Verse 9. Yashab, Dawada, Bamatazad, Bamatazada, Wayakwara, La'ah, Ayad, Dawada, Wayaban, Dawada, Sabayab, Man, Hamalawa, Wabayata.
Book of 2 Samuel, chapter 5, verse 3 in English. So all the elders of Israel came to King Hebron, and King David made a league with them in Hebron before the Lord, and they anointed David king over Israel. Verse 4. David was 30 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 40 years. Verse 5. In Hebron he reigned over Judah 7 years and 6 months, and in Jerusalem he reigned 33 years over all Israel and Judah. Verse 6. And the king and his men went to Jerusalem unto the Jebusites, the inhabitants of the land, which spake unto David, saying, Except thou take away the blind and the lame, thou shalt not come in hither. Thinking David cannot come in hither.
They're trying to get David out of if you don't take it, that's an ultimatum. You know what I mean? The Jebusites then got ahead of themselves. Unless you take, if you don't take away the blind and the crippled, if you don't take away our infirm, then you can't come in here. They said they thought David couldn't come in. They don't know, this David's land right here. He's coming to reclaim his land. You can't tell me I can't come in my own house. I'm the king. Go ahead.
7. Nevertheless, David took the stronghold of Zion. The same is the city of David. Verse 8. And David said on that day, Whosoever getteth up to the gutter and smiteth the Jebusites and the lame and the blind that are hated of David's soul, he shall be chief and captain. Wherefore they said, The blind and the lame shall not come into the house.
There you go. He said, Look, whoever come up here and slay these people, y'all gonna be a chief and a captain. They're gonna tell me take the lame and the blind, and I can't come in. Yeah, okay. Whoever go in there and get rid of them, y'all gonna be chief and captain. That's your reward. You know what I mean? We got the next. Got one more.
9. So David dwelt in the fort and called it the city of David. And David built round about from Millo and inward.
So David took it and called it the city of David. You gonna tell me I can't come in my own house? Okay, check it. Now I'm gonna take this city from you. Slay all y'all, get rid of y'all, and now it's the city of David. Right? You know what I mean? He proved David had a point to prove it though. How dare you? All right, let's get these next 7.
The book of Samuel, chapter 5, verse 10. Wayalak, Dawada, Halawak, Bugger the Wall, Yahweh, Faki, Wa Yahweh, Alahaya, Tazabawa, Amawad, which is 11, Wa Yashalak, Hayawam, it's like Hayawam, Kayu, Malak, Tazar, Malak Kayam, Malak Ayakayam, all Dawada, Ataziyah, what Ataziyah? Arazayam, Wakarashiyah, Atazah, Wakarashiyah, Aban, Koyar, Wayabanar, Bayaf, La Dawada, that's 12, Wayadai, Dawada, Kaya, Hakayana, it's like her, Kayana, Hakayana what? Yahweh, La Malak, Al, Yasharala, Wakaya, Yasha'ah, Mamalak, Katawad, Ba'aba War, Amawad, Yasharala. Verse 13, Wayakwa, Dawada, Iwad, Alagashiyam, Wanashiyam, Mayura Washalam, Akarya, Ba'awa, Makabarwan, with Lada, Amad, like Iwad, Ladawada, Banayam, Wabanawaf, that's 14, Wa'ala, Shamawaf, Hayladiyam, Lawad, Bayo Washalam, Shama'ai, Shamawai, Washamaba, Wanathan, Washalama, it's like Washalama, that's 15. We have a card. Walaya Shawai. When a pug, where you put your eye, that's 16. Wala Shamai, Wala Yadai, Wala Palat, that's 17.
That was it. You started with 10.
No. The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 5, verse 9, verse 10 in the English one. And David went on and grew great, and the Lord God of hosts was with him. Verse 11. And Hiram, king of Tyre, sent messengers to David, and cedar trees, and carpenters, and masons, and they built David a house. Verse 12. And David perceived that the Lord had established him king over Israel, and that he had exalted his kingdom for his people Israel's sake.
David realized that, and that's how through this whole thing, David was humble and brotherly. He realized the Lord made him king of Israel, and not anything that David did. All David did was be faithful, be loyal, be a good brother, be a good servant. You know what I mean, and be faithful to the Lord. You know what I mean, and he put the Lord and Israel first. He put the Lord first and his nation first. And the Lord rose David up. And that's what he said. David perceived that the Lord made him king over Israel. That's a key thing to remember about that. You know what I mean? It wasn't through David's own hands. You know what I mean? The Lord did that. And that's an excellent thing for him to realize. So he's going to stand. And the Lord was with him. And he stayed in favor with the Lord. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Now, 13. David took him more concubines and wives out of Jerusalem after he was come from Hebron, and there were yet sons and daughters born to David. 14.
For anyone that needed clarity, David took multiple wives. Okay, many wives. David always had more. He had one wife, then he got 2 more wives, and now he became king. He then took many more wives. All right, and had sons and daughters from all of his wives.
Right. Christ.
Damn right. There is multiple wives in the Bible, all over the place. All right. But y'all just want we just want what the Lord told us we can have.
That's right.
He told us we can have the kingdom. The Lord told us we can have rulership over the earth. And the Lord told us we can have multiple wives. All we want is what the Lord is trying to get. That's it. All right, come on, let's continue.
Verse 14. These be the names of those that were born unto him in Jerusalem: Shemuel, and Shobab, and Nathan, and Solomon. Verse 15. Ibhar also, and Elishua, and Nepheg, and Japhi. Verse 16. And Elishama, and Eliada, and Eliphalet.
Next seven. Yeah, so this is anybody that people love to say, and especially women in the world. Y'all just this, y'all just that, y'all. They got some colorful things to say about us. You know what I mean? But in the end, they're following the ways of our oppressors. We're following the ways of our God. Right. You know what I mean? We're following the ways of our King. What king? All the way back to King David, even all the way back to King Saul. I'm sure King Saul had multiple wives. You know what I mean? That's just, our nation was built off of one man having multiple wives. Come on, you can't, there's no way around it. That's just part of our tradition. That's right. Period, point blank. It's part of our culture. All right, go ahead.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 5, verse 17 in the Hebrew. Where Shemai, it's like where Shemai, pull a shot the young, Kayub, Mashakawa, Dawada, Lamalak, Yasharala, it's like Yasharala, Willa, it's like where your island young, it's like where your Iowa, come. Pull a shot the young. Libaquash, the Wada, where your Shema, the Wada. Where your rod, how much is what dub, verse 18. What pull a shot the young? Well, what? Where you not touch a walk. Where you not touch a walk. But I'm a quote. Rapa young, verse 19. Where you shall love, that would dub. But you have what? It's like it. But you how? La more. Her I love. Pull a shot the young. Hatta the mug. But you're the young. When you're more, you're how? That would dub. I love. Kayub. Nathan. Nathan. Pull a shot the young. But your doc, verse 20. Wayabub, Dawadub, Baba'al, Paratazayum, Wayakam, Shum, Dawadub, Wayamar, Parataza, Yahweh, Ayabaya, Lagana Yub, La Parataza, Kaparataza, Mayamub, Mayum, Khan, Quara, Shum, Hamakum, Hahawa, Baal, Paratazayum, verse 21. Where your eyes, where your eyes are, Bawa, Shum, I Tizaba, Bayum, Bahayum, where your Shum, where your Shah, where your Sha'um, Dawada, where Nashawa, where your Nashayawa, verse 22. Where your Sakwa, I would dub, pull a shot the young, La Alawa, La Alawa, La Ilawa, where you not touch a wall, but I'm a quad, Ruppa among, Ruppa young, verse 23. Where you Sha'al, Dawada, but Yahweh, where you Amar, La, the Allah, Hassan, all, Akarayam,
That's right.
Waba'at, Laham, Mamawal, Bakayam,
Finish the last, go ahead. Let's go ahead and finish the last two. Go this chapter out.
verse 24. Wayahaya, Bashamaya, it's like it, Bashamike, Kashamike, Kwawal, Taza Barashaya, Habakayam, Azab, it's like it, Azab, the Karataza, Kaya, Az, Yataza, Yahweh, Lapanayak, Lahakawa, Bamakan, Palashatayam, verse 25. Where Wayasha, Dawada, Khan, Kashar, Tazawahawa, Yahweh, Wayak, Ah, Pulashata Young, Magabai, I, Bach, Gazan.
That's it. That was it. Let's get over into the English.
Samuel 5,
Mm-hmm.
verse 18. Philistines also came and spread themselves in the valley of Rephaim. Verse 19. And David inquired of the Lord, saying, shall I go up to the Philistines? Wilt thou deliver them into my hand? And the Lord said unto David, go up, for I will doubtless deliver the Philistines unto thy hand.
As I said, right then, we've been at war with the Philistines for a long time at this point. That was our main adversary. You know what I mean? Samson fought the Philistines. All the way up to Saul fought the Philistines. Now David fight the Philistines. So he asked the Lord, go ahead.
So I'll wait till you're
No,
done.
go ahead.
I just wanted to clarify who would be the Philistines today.
I think the Philistines were Africans.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an African nation. I can't say exactly which one. I'm not sure. I will ask, but the Philistines were Africans.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but they were our main adversary. You know, they wanted us out of the land. They wanted the land. They wanted us out of the land. They felt it was theirs, but the Lord had given it to us. So, wasn't nothing they can do. So, right then, they're assembling their army again to come against us. And David, before he went to war, asked the Lord, should I go up and fight them? Are you going to deliver them? And the Lord said, for sure. All right, go ahead.
Verse 20. And David came to Baal Perazim, and David smote them there, and said, the Lord hath broken forth upon my enemies before me, as the breach of waters. Therefore he called the name of that place Baal Perazim. Verse 21. And there they left their images, and David and his men burned them. Verse 22. And the Philistines came up yet again and spared themselves in the valley of Rephaim. Verse 23. And when David inquired of the Lord, he said, thou shalt not go up, but fetch a compass behind them, and come upon them over against the mulberry trees. Verse 24. And let it be, when thou hearest the sound of a going in the tops of the mulberry trees, that then thou shalt bestir thyself. For then shall the Lord go out before thee to smite the host of the Philistines. Verse 25. And David did so, as the Lord had commanded him, and smote the Philistines from above until thou come to Gezer.
Yeah, he said, when you hear this sign, you hear something going in the top of the mulberry trees, that's the Lord telling us to attack. Always get yourselves together, and when you hear that sound, let's get them. And once again, when the Lord is with us, the scriptures constantly, when the Lord is with us, no one can stand against us. You know what I mean? The Lord was with David for a very long time. Every time David went to battle, David won. You know what I mean? Every time that brother went, he had great victories. That's why the people revered him so much. But his victory from the time that he fought Goliath all the way through, you know what I mean? The Lord was with David. David was pretty much unstoppable when it came to warfare. You know what I'm saying? Let's get started on the next chapter. Then we're going to close it on out. Last 7.
Book, 2 Samuel.
I'll pick that up. You went for look on when. That's on me now. Book of 2 Samuel, chapter 6, and verse 1 in the Hebrew. Isupk, Iwad, Dawada, Kal, Bakawar, Bayasharala, Shalashiyam, Alak, Alak, Tawada, Wayaquam, Yalak, Dawada, Wakal, Ha'ain, Ashar, Athwa, Mabalia, Yahwada, Yahwada, Lahai, Lawat, Masham, Arawan, Allah, Laham, Lahayam, Ashar, Nakura, Ash, Sham, Yahweh, Tazabawat, Yashab, Hakarabam, Hakarabayam, Aluwa, verse 3. Wayurakabwa, Arawan, Ha'ala, Lahayam, Al, Igala, Kadasha, Wayasha, Waya, Hawa, Mabaya, Abayan, Abba, Yanadab, Ashar, Bagabaaya, Wa'iza'ah, Wa'akayawa, Banya, Abba Yanadab, Baha Gayam, Ha'ai Gala, Kadashia, verse 4. Waya Sha'awa, Mabayat, Abayan, Abayagat, Abba Yagadab, Ashar, Ba'aya, Ain, Arawan, Lahayam, Kayawa, Halak, Lapanya, Rawan, verse 5. Wada, Lakal, Bayath, Yasharala, Meshakyum, Lapanya, Yahweh, Bakal, Itazaya, Barawashyum, Wabakan Rawat, Waban Balayam, Wabath Payam, Wabaman Aina Ayam, Wabatazar Latazalium. Verse 6. Wayabawa, I, Garan, Bakawan, Nakawan, Wayashalak, Izar, Al, Arawan, Lahayam, Akaz, Bawa, Kaya, Shamatawa, Shematawa. Habakkuk, verse 7. Yakar, Yahweh, Ba'azah, Yakawa, Sham, Lahayam, Al, Sha'al, Yamath, Sham, Ain, Arawan, Lahayam. Right, this is English. Get on the back.
This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 6, verse 1, English. Again, David gathered all the chosen men of Israel.
Read that again.
2 Samuel, chapter 6, verse 1. Again, David gathered together all the chosen men of Israel, 30,000. Verse 2. And David arose and went with all the people that were with him from Baal to Baalim of Judah to bring up from thence the ark of God, whose name is called by the name of the Lord of hosts that dwelleth between the cherubims. Verse 3. And they set the ark of God upon a new cart and brought it out of the house of Abinadab that was in Gibeah. And Uzzah and Ahio, the sons of Abinadab, drave the new cart. Verse 4. And they brought it out of the house of Abinadab, which was at Gibeah, accompanying the ark of God, and a hill went before the ark. Verse 5. And David and all the house of Israel played before the Lord on all manner of instruments made of fir wood, even on harps and on psalteries, and on timbrels, and on cornets and on cymbals. Verse 6. And when they came to the cold threshing floor, Uzzah put forth his hand to the ark of God and took hold of it, for the oxen shook it. Verse 7. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Uzzah, and God smote him for his error, and there he died by the ark of God.
Yeah, that's one thing. You don't touch the ark. You know what I mean? Only the priests are allowed to touch the ark, and he was concerned because the oxen shook the ark, but the Lord didn't need him to stabilize it. He was not authorized to touch it. It don't matter what your intentions are. If you're not authorized to do something, don't do it. Leave it to the men that are authorized to do it. You know what I mean? And with that, call it.
Major, you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yourself some shit.
Shalom.
Major, we understand everybody in the room. We want to salute the scrolls. Just starting with the men up there, going in rank and order.
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua Barak Yah.
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua Barak Yah. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua Barak Yah. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua Barak Yah.
How about some y'all Shabrak Yah?
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua Barak Yah.
All right, we'll pull up with done. Let's turn and face the east. Do the lowest prayer in the Hebrew.
Abanaw,
Shabbat Shemayim,
Wadash,
Hayah,
Shemka, Yahweh,
Taba'ah, Watazai, In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
Kakako, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh,
Hashem, in the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power, power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, power to cleanse the lepers, power to raise the dead, power against unclean spirits, cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it.
Pray to bless Israel. Yahweh,
Hashem,
Yahweh Shai, Wahabaya, Sapari, Hashem Yahushua,
in the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai, bless us and Israel and the school. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it.
Psalms 121 in Hebrew. Asha,
Ayanya,
Ahahari,
Ma'ayan,
Yabaa, Izari, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayam, Baratazah, Al-Yathan, Lamawat, Al-Yanawam, Shamarka, Hanala'a, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashar, Shawamar, Yasharala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazar, Al-Yad, Yamika, Yawamah, Hashemash, La'ah, Yakayaka, Wayarak, Layala, Yahweh, Yashamar, Makara, Yashamar, Aftapasha, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'aka, Wawa'aka, Ma'atah,
our love in the English. I will lift up mine eyes into the hills. From which cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh, who made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth Israel. He that keepeth thee will neither slumber nor sleep. Behold, he that keepeth Yasharala. It's like my phone rang. He that keepeth Yasharala will neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forward and even forevermore.
Psalm 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayam,
Al-Damayam,
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 Lakam,
Lakam,
Al-Takara, Rush. All Tashaqua. All. Kayahana. Awabika. Yahama. Yawan. Ra'as. Al-Amika. Ya'arayamu. Sawada. Wayadha. Ya'ai to the wall. Out to the Pawanya. Amaru. Lakawa. Wanakakiyadam. Magawa. Magoya. Wala'a. Yazakar. Shem Yasha'ala. I would dub. Kaya. The wide to the wall. Labba. Yakadwa. Alyaka. Barya. Yakaraku. Ahalaya. Adamwa. Wayashamad. Alayam. Mawa'aba. Wahagari. Gabal. Wa'amawan. Palashah. I'm Yashabi. Tazawar. Gum Ashawar. Nalawa. Aiman. Hayawa. Zarawad. Labanya. Lawat. Salah. Aisha. Laham. Kamadian. Kasaya. Sara'ah. Kayabin. Banakal. Kwayashawan. Nashamadwa. Bayan. Da'ira. Hayawan. Daman. La'adama. Shayathamwa. Nadab. Ya'amawa. Kaira. Wakazabah. Wakazalmanah. All Nasiyakamu. Ashar. Amaru. Nayarashah. Lanawa. Nawa. Alahayam. Shayathamwa. Kagala. Kakwa. Lapanya. Rawaka. Ka'at. Daba'ira. Ya'ira. Wakalahaba. Talahat. Hariyam. Khan. Daradaka. Basa'irika. Wabasa. Wapatka. Dabahalam. Mala'am. Panyaham. Kwalawan. Waya. Wakwasha. Shemka. Yahawa. Yabashu. Waya. Behold. Ayai. Waya. Kapar. Waya. Waya. Kaya. Atha. Shemsa. Yahawa. Labak. Al-Yawan. In the English, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace. And be not still. O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make it to mold. And they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. And consulted against thy hidden one. They have said, come. And let us cut them off from being a nation. That the name of Yasharallah may be no more remembered. But they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Israelites of Moab and the Hagarenes, the Baal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. And two is also joined with them. They have opened the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, as the brook of
Kisan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Orel, and like Zeeb. Yea, all their princes as Sabbath, and as Salmuna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. Oh my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. Oh Yahweh, let them be confounded, in trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame, and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth.
Men of Israel, Amidim Shabbat, Amidim Baruch,
Yahweh Bashem Yahshua Baruch.
Yes, Sabbath service this day.